Welcome, in front of me is a SONY Xperia 1 Mark III, and today I will show you a couple of tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So I'm gonna start off with this side panel, which is, well, barely visible right here, which by default, just when you double tap it, it does give you like a couple different pop-ups right here, but it has one of the probably nicest features I have seen, which I would really like to see on a lot of other devices. And that is the multi-window. It's basically the split screen, right? But it gives you, when you actually tap on it and don't miss it, it gives you this pre-made couple apps that are basically like quick to launch split screens, which is just so fantastic. For instance, if you want to use YouTube and Chrome, bam, single click and it's there. Both of the apps open. You can resize it and basically have a great experience right here. I believe there's also a way for you to add new ones or create new ones if you want to, though I haven't really dabbled into it, so I'm not exactly sure how you would do it. Now anyway, moving on to the next one, it's going to be the simple dark mode. By default, obviously the device is in light mode, so to change this you can go into the display, and from here you have dark theme, as it's called here, but it's basically the dark mode. As you can see, it changes it to it, and that will extend to basically settings, notification shades, and basically a bunch of the default applications that come pre-installed, plus some applications that already have a built-in dark mode that do change it automatically based on the system settings will also benefit from it as well. And let's actually go back to this section right here. So I'm gonna disable it, but when you click on the text just in general, you also have a scheduled option right here, which will allow you to set it up so it turns on and off automatically. For instance, you have it in light mode during the daytime and in dark mode during the nighttime, basically giving you best of both worlds. During the daytime, light mode, obviously when everything is like just pure white, it's going to be easier to see in the sunlight, and during the nighttime probably you don't want to have your irises blasted with pure white light, so dark mode will be more beneficial then, and this will allow you to set it up so. Now moving on to the next one, it's going to be the display refresh rate. Again, it's under the display, as the name would suggest, and right here they kind of named it differently, so they have high refresh rate, and by default for some reason it is turned off, even though I would say it's one of the better parts of any phone having a higher refresh rate. As you can see, it again says use high refresh rate. A majority of the phones just say 60, 90, 120 Hertz, whatever, but here use high refresh rate. Obviously it tells you that it's 120 beneath here, so let's toggle it on. Now unfortunately on the video this will not be visible, like there is gonna be basically zero difference to you. That is because the camera is capping at 60 frames, so anything above 60, like 120 as an example, just gets lost and stops at 60. So there is literally no difference to you. Now there might be just a little bit of a visible appearance when I'm scrolling up and down. The text looks like a smooth blur, so it doesn't look like it's cutting up. And if I, for instance, go back and disable this, it should look a little bit more choppy on the video. So you can see it a little bit less, I think. I'm basing this off what I can see on the screen that is casting from the camera, but there might be just a tiny bit of a difference, though you won't see the frame rate. You will just see like the visual effect that it has on a motion, basically. So anyway, I highly recommend you checking the high refresh rate. It basically makes content look smoother and just overall better. But it has a downside, which I do feel like I have to mention. It will drain your battery a little bit quicker than if you just use the typical 60 Hertz, so with the use high refresh rate off. So anyway, moving on to the next one is going to be the image quality. So by default, I believe it's just set to something like vibrant or whatever. But again, we can navigate into the display and image quality settings. And right here, again, it's called standard. So that's what's the default. But we do have the creator mode, which has basically a color accurate, I believe, sRGB display. Basically giving you a more accurate overall image of everything. Now when you turn it on, it might look a little bit more yellowish compared to the standard one. A standard one caters closer to like the vivid colors, while this one just tries to represent colors actually accurately. So what you will see with this one is closer to what creators of whatever it is you're viewing intended it to look like. And overall, I honestly prefer a little bit less saturated image, which obviously this one is one of those, and also helps the fact that it is more accurate colors. Now moving on to the last option which I wanted to share is going to be the gesture navigation. And now by default, I believe that the phone actually gives you an option throughout the setup, though if you kind of disregard it and skip through it, I'll show you where you can find this in your settings. So obviously open up settings, scroll down to system, then gestures, and then system navigation, where you'll have the two options. So we have the 3-button navigation, which I have been using for this video, and then we have the gesture navigation, which removes those and just gives you this tiny little bar at the bottom. And the way you navigate through it is swipe from a side to go back, which as you can see, it works from either side and brings up that arrow, and swipe up to go either home, or swipe up and hold to go to recent. And honestly, it works flawlessly, and just gives a little bit of a better experience using the device. Personally, for me, when I'm holding the device in my hand like this, trying to go back just makes me do this like weird, just trying to basically go straight to the bottom of the display, which going back with gestures, so much easier. So highly recommend checking it out. It is, in my opinion, a little bit of a better way of navigating through your device. But that being said, this would conclude all the tweaks that I wanted to share with you. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.